Hey metalheads, and welcome to a battle of the bands. Who's battling it out?
This time we're gonna have Black Sabbath and Primal Fear Die Young.
Yes! Primal Fear and Black Sabbath. This is awesome.
Yeah, so you recently did a band review of Primal Fear.
Yes.
And I wasn't necessarily too into them. So I was digging around to see, looking for covers.
Yeah.
And I found this one of one of my favorite Black Sabbath songs, Die Young. And so we'll see if, I just really briefly clicked to hear if it was any good, and it sounded very good. So let's see if we can give Primal Fear a second shot.
I don't know it. Maybe this is too technical, but do you remember on which album Primal Fear, or where did they come up with it?
It's, I think, at least in terms of the album cover, it's from Devil's Ground.
Devil's Ground.
But I'm not sure if that's entirely correct. I haven't looked into where they come from.
I was like a robot when I did my my prep. So everything that was a cover, it was dismissed from my memory. So I don't remember seeing this cover.
But
nor listening to
Black
it.
Sabbath Die Young. Do you know it?
I don't really. It's not one of my favorites. Actually, to be honest, again, I think I provoked already a lot of people saying that I don't love Judas Priest, and I don't really love Black Sabbath.
That's
either.
a shame. That's
I've
a
had
shame.
many conversations with several friends over the years. And they haven't pushed me off a cliff, but they were probably very close.
Well, yes.
So I didn't listen so very much. Basically, this is the honest loss of credentials in the eyes of some of you, perhaps. But I never loved it so much that I had it on repeat.
Well, maybe this song will change your mind. This is one of my favorite Black Sabbath songs and fun metal trivia fact.
Yep.
I don't know where I read this. Some years, I think we all have this like weird metal trivia for people who like the genre. But there was an interview with Joachim Broden, the lead singer for Sabaton, or maybe it was a playlist on Spotify when Spotify first came out that he put together of his top 10 favorite songs, and this made
This
it.
was on
And this
it.
is when I knew, I was like, I like this guy. So let's hear the
Die
original Black Sabbath version off of Heaven and Hell, I believe, with RJD, Ryan James Dio,
Wow.
the one of the contenders of our first BOBs.
Yeah, maybe this is the thing. Like, maybe I listened very much to Ozzy.
Yeah.
And then when Ozzy was no more, it was like, it didn't click with me and so on. So now I will give it a true and honest try to Black Sabbath's later versions, later incarnations. Die Young. It's also very ominous.
It's awesome.
1980.
Die young, die young. Can't you see the writing in the air? Die young, gonna die young. Someone stopped the fair.
Pretty good, yeah?
Yeah, I wonder who is Richie Blackmore? Who's the guitarist in Black Sabbath at this
Tommy
time?
Iommi.
Is it Tommy?
Yeesh.
No, because there's
Is he
some the anyway. Maybe this is a too technical discussion because the guitar sounded slightly different. But again, I am no Black Sabbath expert. I really loved it. Sometimes it's nice when you don't know a song to not have a lyric, to not have a proper video, but just like listen.
Yeah, I agree.
Much more than like I pay much more attention in a sense to the music when I don't also see the music in front of me.
Yeah, why do you even second guess myself on that?
Yeah.
Tommy Iommi, Geezer Butler on bass.
Because I could hear also very nice the bass. Again, it's an older recording. It's not so clean. The sound is a bit softer. People would even call it, unclear. And that probably goes for the voice. But when it comes to the instruments, in a sense, it's raw, and you can hear the bass just carrying the tune very
we talked
nicely.
before on the channel about like this sort of 80s, 70s sort of heavy metal.
Yeah.
Death doom metal type of
Yeah.
sound. But yeah, I also like reading the lyrics because like Dio, his lyrics, they don't make any sense. When I was in high school, I searched, what does he mean in heaven and hell? He's just out there, I think.
Yeah, unfortunately, kind of worked for him to die young, right? Like that didn't. It was a prescient lyric making,
Yeah.
but
And a lot of covers coming out of that we'll have later on the channel. But so let's hear the Primal Fear version.
I like this
is
one though. I
interesting.
must say, I really like the guitar. I mean, the lyrics. Maybe it. I'm no longer connecting to this anymore, and the voice. I think it's because of the processing is not so crisp, but the guitar and the bass were awesome. Very good riffs, definitely. So I definitely think that Ralph Skippers has something to bring to the song when it comes to the voice.
In the 5 seconds I've listened, I think it is a bit faster. So
I'm very curious
Me too.
To get to see the proper rivals of this very good original. The metal eagles fly very fast
That
in
was
this one.
awesome.
Very, very good.
I'll tell you what I liked most about it. Not a huge fan of the singer, Ralph. Still, I'll stick to my guns on that, except for the scream at the end. That was awesome. But he doesn't do it for me otherwise. But what I really liked about this one was like the guitars switch right at the sort of the end of each verse before the chorus. I couldn't recall it from memory, but it's like a nice like meta level switch in the melody there. That was cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really like it too. And again, it's I think one of our commentators was also saying, I think maybe it was Jana, that if you have listened already to a song before, it's that first version that you prefer. It's kind of like imprinted in your memory, so you tend to like that one, which you already know from before. But in my case, I didn't know either of these two versions, so I'm kind of
drum roll.
I would actually go, surprisingly enough, with Black Sabbath
Interesting.
because of the guitar. And I think overall the production is better, obviously in the later case. But I simply loved those guitars. Tony Iommi, obviously he does that right. So I really, really like it. And for that and that alone, or that primarily, I would vote Black Sabbath.
Yeah.
And you?
And well, I mean, obviously one of my favorite songs,
Yeah.
right? But I'm actually going to give my ceremonial vote to Primal Fear because I was so impressed with their version of the song. So I think my sort of vote would be more of a referendum on the Primal Fear version. I thought it was a really interesting interpretation. They obviously made it their own.
Yeah, definitely.
And if there's one critique I'd have of the Black Sabbath songs, it's a bit slow.
It is a bit slow.
It is
Also
slow.
with that
So you gotta wait until my favorite part, which is the die young, die young, die young. And then I think Primal Fear had enough really interesting stuff going on, and a really awesome scream towards the end there.
If I didn't know this was a cover, I would have never thought that they borrowed this composition from somewhere else. They really, as you say, made it Primal Fear through and through. So
Yeah, good speed.
speed. And that's where the Accept. Remember, I was telling you that this is like a Judas Priest and Accept combined in one. I think this is where the Accept comes in, the fast-paced drums, and it's a very good song though. Awesome. So, where do you stand, guys? Black Sabbath or Primal Fear? I think it's going to be a very tough choice, but obviously, let us know in the comments what you thought. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. You know, sometimes I when I watch other channels, like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment. These are stupid things, but sometimes it's nice to know that you guys like us. We don't know if otherwise, unless you give us a sign. We have no idea if you like it or not. So comment, obviously, primarily. But even if you're like in the silent majority, give us some form of idea to know that there's somebody who likes what we're doing.
Yeah, and what's your favorite cover? That's really puts the cover up to the original with a nice interpretation. Let's get into some interesting battles for the ages.
For the ages.
For the ages. But until next time.
May your sword stay sharp.
And your quest end in glory.